All right, bro. What are we here to watch today? Sorry. What are we here to review today that we watched?
Oh, we're not watching it right now?
Oh, not right this second.
Oh, sorry, guys.
It'd be very annoying for our audience. We already do bad videos enough for us to sit here and make them wait for us to review a movie that we're watching and do like a 3-hour video where we watch a movie and then review it.
Why? Because I would...
Trust me, it's already torture enough for them just to watch this video the first time.
That's fair, but I feel like once we should try like a whole movie where like we're listening to maybe in headphones, so it's not coming through like this audio.
Like kind of doing a commentary?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I don't think I hate our audience that much.
I know, but do they hate us enough to watch it?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, hate us enough not to watch it.
Well, that's not what I was saying.
That's what I'm saying. Anywho.
We're here to watch Forbidden World, which
you mean review?
Yes. Just went over this.
We did. You're feeling as miserably as I once did 10 seconds ago. Alright, so yes, we're here to review Forbidden World.
Forbidden World.
Would you like to tell everyone?
Well, 5 minutes ago I couldn't even remember the name of the movie we're here to review, so...
Let's see. You do your best to try to remember the plot, and I'll jump in and help you.
Alien planet, alien cop dude. Hold on.
Can you do a little bit better job than
okay,
that?
it's like Aliens, where like Sigourney Weaver wakes up and she's in the ship.
So basically, it's a low rent B level horror film knockoff of Alien.
Yes. So cop dude goes to other alien planet where they're doing experiments, kind of like in Aliens, I guess. Well, maybe that's not an experiment. That's more like colony. Anywho, goes to this colony on a planet which is doing experiments. And they said some kind of like beta gene or something. I don't even know, but it created mutations, and then like that combined with human DNA, because apparently if you mix anything with human, it makes it more powerful. Apparently humans are just that powerful that when you crossbreed with a human, you get something better than the sum of the two parts, if I'm saying that correctly. Anywho,
don't worry, I can the ramble.
So
I'll step in a minute.
So I'll fix it up in a minute.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, the spider, octopus, crab thing basically starts killing people. I honestly am starting to lose the rest of the plot. Eventually, they...
Alright, this is where you tag me, I'll take over. Alright, so they come up and try to fix my brother's, incoherent,
ramble.
Well, I was gonna say not incoherent ramble, but basically, yeah. A slightly more sober rendition of what my brother was trying to say.
Hey, I am sober.
Right now you are. Okay, so basically, yeah, the initial plot of this movie was essentially a space cop wakes up after a long hibernation sleep with the intention of thinking he's going to go home because he's done his 2 bits for the company, and he thinks, okay, I get to go home to Earth and rest.
Your son's older than you are. Hopefully, he turned out better than me.
Yeah. So he wakes up because his robot partner needs to get him out of cryo sleep because they're being attacked by a raider. He wakes up to defeat the raider, and then he realizes he's got a order to go to this colony on this backwards hell world, where they've been experimenting with. It's either the beta gene or the B gene or whatever you want to call it, because there's apparently some kind of galactic food crisis. So
yes, right.
So they're trying to create the a very cheap synthetic food source that can feed everybody. So they've been taking this beta gene, B gene, wherever it was called, and trying to and essentially inject it and infuse it with multiple things. One of the things they did infuse it with was human DNA, which then created this, an abomination of a monster that then, in a sense, escaped. Now, they call in this galactic cop to come help them out to track down this monster. The lead scientist's intention was
technically the cop was already there before it escaped. It was in a cage.
Okay,
he went there.
This is where the bad writing.
He went there because of the death.
Oh yeah, you're right. He went there because of the death of Annie,
Yes.
which was caused by this monster.
Yes.
But then you don't understand how this monster could have caused the death of Annie because this monster was in the cage. Basically you find out later in the movie that this monster was actually birthed by Annie. They took the lead scientist's DNA, injected the B gene, and then injected it into an egg of. They took the B gene and the male doctor's DNA, and injected it into an egg of Annie, and then implanted that egg into Annie. See, and now this is where it kind of becomes dumb. To the point when, okay, if you're basically trying to create like a food source that could feed everybody, why are you basically incubating an abomination in a woman's womb?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It makes no sense. So basically, they need their alien knockoff to come from
somewhere. Trying to make like almost like a living meat, I guess, is more or less what they're.
But you're injecting human DNA.
Yeah, it's wrong. But basically,
but it's not going to create like some kind of food source. It's going to create like some monstrous abomination,
or just a really fast baby. Like.
Yeah, it's like any idiot with a low level in science can figure out this is not going to do what you want it to do.
No.
You're trying to create a synthetic food source.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that by mixing it with the human DNA in a female's egg, and then injecting that egg into a woman to carry to term, because you're going to create a baby.
Yeah. A really fast baby.
And of course, this really fast baby turns into like this horrific abomination, which kills the female host within like 2 weeks. So then they put the thing in the cage because they can't control it. So, and then it escapes. And this is okay. Getting into how it escapes just boggles my mind at the stupidity of this entire situation.
Oh god, yeah.
If you have something that's that dangerous, it's going to be on a strict, secure lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Some cleaner isn't going to be able to come in and easily open the cage to this abomination. That's basically more or less just a glass that flips up and down.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's to do which he could have just opened at any point himself.
Anybody could have.
Like, no, the creature could have.
Oh yeah, so the creature really could have if they push hard enough against it. So I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. Basically, you've created a MacGuffin so your creature can escape, so you can have a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So better writing would have, created a better scenario in which how the monster would have escaped, or why the monster would have escaped, or how the monster was born in the first place.
Yep.
Anywho, so it escapes. It starts killing everybody off one by one. This is where it really turns into like a low-level alien ripoff. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the main scientist doesn't want to kill it because they want to study it. And then the cop comes in and is like, you brought me here to solve the murder and now deal with this alien creature because I'm here. I'm not going to be saving this thing. I'm going to be killing it so everybody can go home alive.
Yep.
So eventually, the cop wins out in the end, but of course the alien kills a bunch of
people, turns them into its food source so it can grow bigger.
Yeah. So basically, anybody it kills,
is what they were trying to do, it did. Which is funny.
Yeah, I know. So anybody who it kills, it then injects with the beta or B gene or whatever it's called, and then that thing turns into a food source, which it then eats. Which is, great for survival. So basically, yeah, you're right. It essentially, they created a monster that can do what they're trying to do. But to me, it doesn't make sense, because even with our level of sophistication for scientific technology, we can make synthetic food now.
Now, but remember that was in the 80s.
Yeah, true. But even within the 80s.
40 years ago.
Even 40 years ago, it would have been less than now, but they would have been even able to do something there. And then if you inject this B gene into it, basically you're just going to essentially create a synthetic food source that can self-replicate.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand the initial point of trying to make an abomination.
Oh, that was pure mad scientist.
Yeah, because that had nothing to do with the rest of the plot. Or what they were trying to accomplish.
No.
That's like mixing apples and oranges. It just doesn't mix. You're basically trying to create this reason for why you did this, so basically you can have an alien ripoff movie. But you didn't put the time and money and effort into really trying to do a decent alien ripoff movie. You half-arsed this thing all the way through. Now, I enjoy this movie for the sheer lack of how stupid it is. It's stupidly entertaining. It's fun. You got a lot of cheesy one-liners. You got some great action sequences. They keep trying to ram as much sex and nudity into this thing as possible.
Like he goes from one literally to the other one the next day, and they
because they're like, okay, how can we pad the running time? Well, we need a bunch of boobs and a bunch of butt and lots of sex.
I feel like I was gonna. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
Carry on for a sec. I'll get back there. Sorry, I got distracted. You were talking about the
the boobs and the butts.
The main dude. He reminds me of the actor from Mandalorian. It's like it could be his dad or something. Like they look similar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like the guy who plays him.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
The entire time watching, I'm like, this is just a Mandalorian, just not wearing a suit.
Yeah, and like some of the deaths in this movie are completely stupid. Because then you have the dumb scientist chick who dies in the end because she wants to communicate with it. Like after everything that's happened at this point, it's like your survival instincts kick in, and you're like, okay, you know what? Let's just get the hell out of here and nuke this thing from orbit.
Yep.
But we don't want to rip off aliens too much. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, it's like at that point when it's in the control room, it's just get out and blow the place up.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there was the who was the other stupid death? Again, it was in the control room.
It was the African American gentleman whose name I can't remember. His death was unnecessary because he went in to rewire something in the control room with the alien in there,
and then it splits open and spills stuff, which then electrocutes him.
Yeah, basically he caused the short to electrocute him by throwing its like goo on it. But yeah, it's like, why were you even in there doing that? Just lock down the control room. He's already in the control room. He doesn't want to go anywhere. Just lock it down, get everybody out, and blow up the base.
Yeah. Simple.
Because your movie's over. So that's like, you know, it's already like an hour and 20-minute movie as is. The movie would have been over in an hour at that point.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like you don't have a movie anymore.
No.
You have the monster contained. Let it stay there. Get everybody out who's still alive at this point and blow it up.
Yeah.
If you're into, because that's what they were doing. The whole plot at this point, like everyone except for that one stupid female scientist at this point, wanted to kill it. Yeah, and they were trying to devise ways to kill it.
Well, and then the main scientist.
But he was dead at this point. Yep. By the time it was in the control room, remember, it bit him. He fell down. They discovered him, and then he started melting like the other guy did into another food source. Yeah, okay. So at this point, it doesn't matter. Like, there's no real like villain in the movie at this point, because everybody is working together with the idea of trying to kill this thing and come up with ideas how to kill this thing. You know how you kill this thing? Nuking it from orbit.
3 points. The movie could have been over. Don't try and birth human and whatever this thing is. That's just going to cause bad stuff. Don't let the cleaner have access to the cage because he's too stupid and he's going to let it out. And when it started getting bigger and loose, just blow the whole goddamn place up.
This movie, I know, I agree. Just once it was in the control room, it was like, okay, everybody, we're good. We got it trapped. So let's get out of here and blow this thing up.
It can eat through metal. It's not trapped. It could eat through.
But it wanted to be there.
It did.
So it's not going anywhere.
Communication, right?
Because it got into the computer, wanted to be there. So it's like, oh, okay, you can have the base all you want. We're gonna leave and blow you up. See you later.
Because basically, what was its intent to like get more people to come so it could have a larger food source?
That's exactly it. So it basically, without its food source coming to it, it had nothing at this point.
Yeah.
So its food source automatically became stupid and kept going to it so it could eat. So it's like, okay. Well, that's what I mean. There is no movie at that point. That's why I mean it's just this.
Oh, well, I was more asking why did the creature want access to the computer to call people?
So yeah, it could call people in. So it could send messages out into space. So at this point you're like, oh, okay. Have fun, Mr. Alien Creature Man. We're going to go to the Space Cop ship. We're going to fly up above the base. We're going to shoot the reactors and blow the entire base up. And then, fire a few more missiles just at the
Let's send a
communication room area on top of it, and blow it to hell just to be safe. And then we'll, call somebody to nuke it from orbit. But we're piecing out of this.
Then we're gonna have that giant planet, shoot it from afar, and just make that planet explode.
Yeah, might as well steal something from Star Wars. We're already stealing enough from Alien.
Yeah, right.
like at that point, yes, there is no movie. Once it's in the control room, the movie is done.
Yeah.
But they have to create a MacGuffin to keep going. We have to think of ways to kill this thing. You mean like us all jumping in the Space Cop ship and blowing it up?
He doesn't have any missiles. That was the problem.
No, he did. He had the laser things.
Yeah, I was.
And I believe they mentioned something about firing a missile earlier on. And
probably. When
they were fighting off like the space pirate thing. So I'm like, shoot it with the blasters. Like, that's what I mean. Like, you don't even fire a missile yet. Get in the Space Cop ship, fly above the base, use the blasters to hit the reactor on the space on the, it's not a space station, but it's a base, like the planet base. Blow the base up, and then after that, fire a few more missiles where the control room was, just to be sure. Get out of there. Tell the military to come nuke the thing from orbit, just to be sure, and just get out of there.
Yeah.
But at that point, no, because we don't have any more unnecessary deaths. Our movie would be over at the 1 hour mark because nobody's willing to think logically.
Or another way they could have done is gotten the creature on the cop's ship and then have him fly it into a sun. Sure, he'd be sacrificing himself, but...
Yeah, or something.
Be kind of...
But that's what I mean. But we're going from the movie they wrote.
Yeah.
And once it was in the control room, the movie was over.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, everyone really became dumb. Like, all the other people were trying to figure out a way to kill it, and the female scientist wants to communicate with it. I'm like,
I just thought of
everybody jump on the ship, get out of Dodge, and blow it up from space. Like, why are we still in this movie?
When you said that everyone just became dumb, it just, my brain flashed to the typical trope of when they're running from someone, they trip and fall. Which pretty much most times leads to their death. Which was pretty much 20 minutes was the equivalent of everybody tripping and falling multiple times. It's like, how can we not end this movie yet? Let's keep dragging it on for 20 more minutes. We're already at a plot now enough. Let's try to drag this out 20 more minutes. Because I think the movie is it's not that long. It's 80 minutes maybe. Somewhere around 82 minutes long. So it's not a long movie at all. No.
And as I said, by the 1 hour mark, it's already in the control room. The movie's over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
And then it's just kind of wasted scenes after that.
Oh, it's like almost like that Argento movie we saw a while back, where they're basically just having long camera shots for the sake of eating up the screen time.
Yeah.
We're basically in this film, we're just having unnecessary scenes because our movie's over and we don't want to end it early.
Crap! We're at the end of the script. What do? Everyone becomes stupid and falls.
And by stupid and falls, we mean they become stupid and fall into a dumb plot point.
We need to talk to it. Right through the chest.
We need to figure out how to kill it. Oh, let's do it this way. No, let's do it this way.
Let's get him out of the computer.
No, just leave, get to the Space Cop ship, blow it up, and peace out. But we can't do that because we need a few more deaths and we need this movie to go on 20 more minutes. Yeah, yep. I know. Anywho, so yeah, I recommend just watching Forbidden World because it's one of Roger Corman's classic films from the early 80s for just the sake of watching a bad film. And how not to make an Alien ripoff.
Yes, but I honestly, I enjoyed it.
Oh, I enjoyed it too because it's a bad film. It's not a good film.
It's a B film, but it was a good B film.
Yeah. And I love how much nudity, sex and nudity they keep trying to shove into this film. Even unnecessary points. Where, when the guy's still in the cryo sleep and he's waking up in his dream, and his dream is basically just snapshots of the movie that's going to occur over, the next 70 minutes at that point. Or when the security guard is trying to hunt down the creature, and they just randomly just keep cutting back to a sex scene that you thought was over at this point, but they're like, no, let's just drag it out.
I know, and that was very...
It was dumb.
That scene was just not necessary.
What? Which one?
the creepy security guy. I get it.
Oh, where he was watching them on the monitor with the yo-yo?
And he's like,
Yes. Him pulling the yo-yo was a metaphor for him wanting to pull something else, but couldn't in the moment because it was horribly inappropriate. Because he's the security guard watching footage coming from somebody's room. Yeah.
But there's also security cameras in everyone's room, and everyone was just okay with that.
Yeah, I know. But I at that level of security, I understand why.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to be aware people are going to be watching.
That's weird. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment, check it out, tell your friends.
Yeah, recommend just watching this if you enjoy classic B movies or Roger Corman films. But yeah, I don't think I have anything more to add. So have a great one, everybody.
Adios.